Hello and welcome to another beginner scripting tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to make this R to reset button. If you're interested, remember to stick around until the end of the video. So before I start today's scripting tutorial, I'd just like to ask everybody to subscribe and like because it helps the channel out a lot. So first we're going to need to know what the context action service is. It's basically like the user input service which can detect inputs on somebody's keyboard or mouse. But the context action service allows us to bind and unbind these very easily and also make our games mobile friendly. Some people on mobile, they're of course not able to press R, so you need to have a button for them. And this is going to also create a button for people who are on mobile if they can't press R, and that'll act as the reset button. So with that in mind, let's start. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new local script inside the starter GUI, and I'm going to name this R to reset. Doesn't matter what you name it. And I'm going to define some of my services. I'm going to need the context action service, of course. Not get attribute, get service. I'm going to need the replicated storage, and I'll go into why we need that in just a second, and the player service. Now I'm going to declare a few variables, which is going to be the action name, and I'll make this reset, and the hotkey, which is just the key that you need to press in order to use it, and the player, of course. We'll be using a function called bind action, which binds a function to a string that will only be called when a certain key is pressed, or of course when that button is pressed. Now we're going to define that function that takes in all the information. So functions, local function, handle, action, name, input state, and input object, put object, and then do local character equals player.character, because this is going to be the means of resetting them. And I'm going to do an if input state dot is equal to enum dot user input state dot begin. And since we're checking for a lot of things, I'm just going to indent this to make it look nice. Like that. Do and input object dot keycode is equal to enum dot keycode hotkey, and character doesn't equal nil. Then put an ending there. Character break joints. Now this in itself is only going to kill the character, but if we want to make this work even better and make them automatically respawn, I'm going to create a new event in replicated storage. I'm going to call it load character. I'm going to create a new variable here called load character equals replicated storage, wait for child, load character. Now, of course I could just do player load character here, but this function only works on the server, which is why we need a remote event. And what load character does, it basically just cuts out all the breaking joints and stuff that happens when a character resets and just automatically makes them respawn, which is featured in a lot of obby games where dying is very common and the reset thing is just way too slow. So I'll do load character fire server. Now we need to bind the action. So I'm going to do initialization, context action service, bind action, action name, handle, true, enum.keycode hotkey. So this true right here basically is telling the function that it should create a button for mobile players to press. Now let's create a new script in the script service called character loader, and go to find the services, which all we need is replicated storage, so we could get the remote event and the remote event itself. So local load character, replicated storage, wait for child, load character, and connections. So I'm gonna do load character dot on server event connect function player, and this is basically what it's doing is when fire server is called on the client, this on server event is going to be fired so that we could do something on the server. And I'm just going to do player load character. I mean, I guess you could do a sanity check, but why would someone exploit this system? There's nothing to gain. So what I'm gonna do now is do a playtest to make sure that this is working. If it doesn't, we could always go back and fix something. So I'm just gonna press R, and as you see, it does indeed work. So if you enjoyed this video or found it educational, remember to like and subscribe. It's free to do and it helps the channel out a lot. Also, if you have already subscribed, I don't know why, but I think it's unsubscribing people because I heard someone say that, and just make sure that you are. Anyways, see you in the next one. Bye.